Are we on YouTube? Well, fingers crossed this actually worked. So if you are tuning in, hi, welcome. We're live streaming on YouTube for once. That's a crazy concept. I'm Samantha. I'm the owner of Love.Live.Dance. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. That's my spastic cat. If you've been here before, for our previous posted videos, then you kind of know what we're doing tonight. We are in the midst of a Learn to Dance at Home series that we were previously live streaming on a different streaming service. And I just wanted to test out YouTube Live, see what it was like, see if it maybe is a better fit for us. So this will be a continuation of our Learn to Dance at Home series. This is week 12 of doing this whole process. That's a crazy concept, and that's terrifying that it's been 12 weeks already. So today is part, that's just gonna happen all night. This is part 2 of our American Waltz. So for those that maybe aren't familiar, my husband is not a dancer at all. I'm a professional ballroom instructor. And because we were kind of trapped at home for a while, we decided, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we live streamed his learning process for 6 basic steps in 6 basic dance styles. So all under the ballroom umbrella, everything that we would normally start a beginner student off with that would be interested in learning how to social dance. And those 6 basic dances are waltz, tango, foxtrot, all in the American syllabus, and then American rumba, cha-cha, and East Coast swing. So we've gone through and finished up the 6 basic steps for everything except for waltz and foxtrot. So today is going to be reviewing our initial steps for waltz and then adding on the last final steps. And then next week on Friday, we're going to be live streaming the wrap up of foxtrot. So again, if you guys are brand new and have not been following us over on that other streaming service, essentially how this works is I'm gonna introduce the steps, introduce the concept. My husband Matt is gonna come join me. He's going to learn right along with you guys at home, and we're gonna dance together through a bunch of the steps. If at any point you have any questions, clarifications, anything that sounds weird, looks weird, if we lose the video feed because we're coming through with a nasty thunderstorm here in Utah, let me know in the comment section down below. That way we can adjust as needed. Bless you. We can adjust as needed, or I can go back and clarify any steps that you have questions on as we go through. So seeing a couple things pop up in chat, anything that we need to answer or address early on, darling.
Karen Murdoch says that they can see and hear you just fine.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. That sounded weird coming out of my mouth. So thank you again so much for tuning in. We're going to check in with the chat pretty frequently, so if you have any questions or clarifications, just pop those down below. Welcome if you guys are tuning in midway through. I know we started a little bit early. We normally start right at 7 on the dot, but because we're on YouTube for the first time and I wanted to kind of make sure that the setup would still work, here we are. We're a little bit early. So I'm Samantha. I'm going to bring out Matt, my hubby, and let's jump into American Waltz.
All right.
Okay, so basic steps that we went over last time were our left stationary box, our left rotating box, our 6-count underarm turn, our progressive basic, and then we talked very briefly but never really got into it at the very end, our right box.
How many weeks ago was this?
Many.
Yeah.
Several.
We should probably touch on all of those at least briefly.
We're going to go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, I don't remember any of them.
So we're going to
remember the box.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with the left stationary box and the left rotating box. If I have any intermediate or advanced dancers that are tuning in tonight, I will say, yes, I expect you to be doing this with the heel lead. I expect you to be driving off of the standing leg. I am not going to be doing that tonight because on our floor with our mic system, it creates a really nasty feedback. So until we upgrade our mic system, my heel leads are not going to be the best. But
and I'm just not going to do it because I don't know what it is.
yeah, for beginners and for those of you that are learning at home, don't worry too much about it. So we're going to start forward on the left, backwards on the right. It's the same for lead and follow. So we're going to start forward on the left, take a side step with our right, close our feet. Then we're going backwards on our right, side with our left, and close our feet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
You probably don't appreciate this, but I feel like the last time we did this, I commented that it's really just a rumba with fancy counting.
Yes, which is hysterical because from a historical context, it's the other way around.
Oh, okay.
But yes, because you started with American Rumba first, it's going to feel like an American Rumba.
Okay.
If you start with the waltz and go to American Rumba second, it's going to feel the other way around.
Sure.
But yeah, so one more time for those that are maybe starting this for the first time with us. Forward on the left, side with the right, close our feet, and then back on the right, side with the left, and close our feet. And we're going to count those all as even counts. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try that together, and then we'll add on the rotation. So you're going to use your nice beach ball frame. So we're pretending to hold a beach ball, raising the left hand. As a follow, I'm going to step into the space that he's created. My left hand goes on his bicep, right hand closes, and we're offset. So if I swing my left leg, I'm not going to kick him. If he swings his left leg, he's not going to kick me. How's that hip flexor feeling?
That's going all right.
We're going to take like 2 steps over, so we're more centered and frame. Matt's going forward on his left. I'm going backwards on my right. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
I think I can manage that.
You can manage that. We've done that like 100 times now over the course of the last 12 weeks.
Sometimes as a waltz, sometimes as a rumba, whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
So with our left box, we refer to it as a left box because we're going forward on the left and backwards on the right. We're then going to add in our rotation. So if you are a lead, you're starting forward on your left. As I go forward on my left, I'm going to turn my toe exterior rotated. So I'm turning my toe to my left. My belly button, sternum, and nose are following my toe. So it's all moving the same way. Then I'm going to swing to the side and close my feet. Then I'm going to take my step backwards on my right, turning my toe in, again, rotating everything together, side together, forward on my left to my left, 1 side together, and then backwards and underneath on my right, back, side together, right?
Yep.
So again, if I'm going forward on my left, I'm turning out. If I'm going backwards on my right, I'm turning in. So if I'm a follow, I'm doing the same thing, just flipped. So I'm going backwards on the right first, I'm turning my toe in, side, together, and then I'm going forward on my left, so I'm turning out, side, together. Again, back and under, side, together, forward and out, side, together.
All right.
All right. Let's do 1 basic in place and then 1 full rotation. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far, so good?
Good so far.
Excellent.
Nothing fancy yet.
Wonderful. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions as we go through this. My assumption is that if you're here and you found this stream, you probably have been with us for a while. So you kind of already know the game plan, at least for the first couple steps.
I will warn you, in
Yes.
my extension to chat, that the delay on YouTube is much worse than it is on the other streaming service that
Okay.
you're not naming.
Okay.
So chat may be a little slow if there is chat.
Okay. We'll check in at kind of some benchmark moments then and plan on going back if we need to. Let's add on the underarm turn.
All right.
And then we'll try everything together with counts. And
Sure.
We'll try everything with music.
Sure.
So the 6-count underarm turn, from a lead's perspective, is just 2 basic boxes in place. So you're doing 2 left boxes completely in place. We're gonna do the top half first. So we have 1, 2, 3. And then as I take my step backwards on my right, I'm gonna release my right arm and lift my left hand to my left. So I'm gonna think out, side, together, continue going, 1, 2, 3, and then as I step back the second time, I'm gonna bring my partner back into frame, 4, 5, 6. So again, from a lead's perspective, I have 1, 2, 3, create space, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and collect, 2, 3.
Okay.
A follow's perspective, we're gonna be walking around an invisible hula hoop for 6 counts. So, back half of the box first, I have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna walk forward on my left and then continue around this invisible hula hoop to my right for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna collect and go forward, side, together to recover. So one more time, I have 1, 2, 3, I release and walk, 4, 5, 6, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Shall we try that together?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'm doing pretty much the exact same thing I always do, so I think I can manage that.
Yes, indeed. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Yeah?
Is that acceptable?
Yep.
Okay, then I got it.
Excellent. Some nitpicky things if we were getting into technique tonight, but we don't need to at this exact moment.
Come on, hit me.
Okay, you raised your left hand a little bit too high for me.
Okay.
So you can bring it down just a touch. So a good rule of thumb is if my arm is at a 90-degree level, my fingertips are always going to be above my head, and that works for anyone at any time, unless you're weirdly disproportionate. So as long as you can raise my hand to 90 degrees, that's really all you need to do.
Okay.
You don't have to lift above that at all.
Okay.
So let's try that one more time. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, much better.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Excellent. Let's put that together. 2 basics, 1 full rotation, 2 basics, and underarm turn. Did you catch that?
No. But you'll tell me as we're dancing, so
Okay.
that's fine.
For those of you that are practicing with us at home, 2 basics, 1 full left rotation, 2 basics, and then an underarm turn. First with counts, and then we'll try the music.
Okay.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're turning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, basics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Underarm on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. So far, so good.
Perfect.
Excellent. Let's try that with music. So we're going to do the exact same thing,
All right.
but this time with royalty-free musica.
I normally complain and ask you whether or not the music is going to be faster. I just don't think that's possible here.
No.
It feels like it's going to be painfully slow no matter what.
Potentially.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, and 1, 2, serviceable.
You can't stop counting on me like that.
Sorry.
I don't have enough rhythm to keep this going.
Oh. We're doing fine.
For a second.
You just second guessed yourself, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, that's
fine.
3.
That's fine. Any questions on those 3?
Nope. We've definitely done those before. We've done them in different dance styles. Feeling pretty good about those 3.
Excellent. Progressive basic. So, waltz, foxtrot, and tango are 3 traveling dances, as compared to rumba, cha-cha, and swing, which are stationary dances, right? So, so far we've done 3 moves that are stationary.
Mm-hmm.
We need to introduce a move that'll start getting us around the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
So from a floor craft perspective, if you're out on a social dance floor, you're really only going to use your stationary moves, whether it's the underarm turn or the rotation, when you're in corners or when traffic stops moving. So there's a blockage in front of you and you need to pause for a couple of counts. Otherwise, the expectation is that you're going to continue to move around the dance floor the entire time.
Okay.
So for leads, you're going to be going forward 90% of the time. So today we're just going to talk about going forward as a lead.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to do the top half of your box. So I have 1, 2, 3. And then instead of stepping backwards on my right, I'm instead going to go forward on my right. So I have 4, 5, 6. So I'm alternating my footwork. So again, I'm going to go forward on my left side together, and then I'm going to go forward on my right side together, and then repeat. My left foot's free, so I go forward on the left, and then forward on my right.
Sure. It seems very simple. I seem to recall that the last time we did this, this is where things just sort of fell apart. Because I've been going weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's always forward on the left, it's always forward on the left, and then suddenly it's forward on the right.
Yes.
And you have to change gears for that.
Yes, there are very few times in beginner level instruction that we ever switch the footwork up on you, and it's really only in waltz, at least for like the first year of footwork. Unless you decide that you want to learn like samba or paso doble, you're really going to be sticking with that left foot always leads perspective, except for your waltz. In waltz, we have this alternating footwork, which is just fun and that's a challenge.
Yeah.
Follows, we're going to be doing the same thing going backwards. So we're starting on our right foot first. So we have back on the right side together, and then we're going to feel forward pressure coming from our lead. So I'm going to step backwards on my left side together. And I have right side together and left side together.
All right.
Yeah?
I'm not worried about that part.
All right. Let's try
I've got my own footwork to figure out.
So in this space, we're probably only going to be able to do like 3 halves.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah?
Yeah.
Biggest thing for leads that are trying this along with us is when you take that step forward on your right, make sure that it's directly forward and that you are trying to go in between your partner's feet. Don't try to hunt around them by either trying to step in or step outside. Just go straight between.
Okay.
Let's try that again. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah?
This isn't that bad.
Okay.
It's really when this gets embedded in a bunch of other stuff, where I'm expecting to be going forward on the left, that it becomes problematic.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But first, let's talk about how to maneuver around the floor. So we're obviously in our living room. We have roughly a 10 by 10 or a 15 by 15 space. So let's do 2 basics forward, and then a quarter rotation.
What do you mean 2 basics forward?
Sorry. So either you can think of it as 2 halves.
Okay.
So 2 progressives, or a count of 6 moving forward.
Okay.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's not make the numbers any bigger than they have to be. Let's just say 2 halves.
2 halves. Then we're going to do a quarter of a rotation. 1, 2, 3. Back it up without rotation. 4, 5, 6. And then repeat the whole thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quarter, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quarter, back, etc. And we'll see if we can get the cat to skedaddle.
Yeah. You can't be here for this.
He's gonna be very stubborn tonight.
You can be right there.
Yeah, he'll move once we start coming towards him. Hopefully. If not, we'll just pick him up.
That's optimism.
So depending on the space that you guys have at home that you're practicing along with us, you might have the ability to do more basics or more progressives forward, or less progressives forward, or you might be doing this in a hallway where you can just go forward, turn around, and come straight back. If you are able to do this in a square, you want to turn a quarter and then do the back half of your box without any rotation. If you need to turn 180 degrees around, you can just do 2 quarter turns with rotation and then continue through. So kind of adapt it to the space that you're working with. All right, let's try this with counts. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and back. How'd that feel?
That was alright.
You don't seem happy with it.
I don't know. You tell me. Was it fine?
Yeah.
Alright, then it's fine.
I could have used maybe a little bit more initiative on your part to lead the turns.
Fair enough.
But otherwise, no, that was fine.
Alright.
No complaints.
Alright.
Well, let's do that one more time.
Okay.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, much better, and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, quarter, and half. Much better.
Alright.
Yeah. Are you happier with that one?
I guess. No, don't hold this against me.
No.
But as much as I've been complaining pretty consistently about the faster tempo dances,
Yeah.
boy, this is slow.
Yeah.
That's all I've got.
So the reasoning for that is, darling, the technique makes the dance.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
So
for people who have it.
Yeah. So you're correct. One of the frustrations that James Cook mentioned in our podcast with him was that when he watches beginners or when he watches social dancers dance the waltz, it just looks like they're walking. Like it doesn't have any of the qualities of a waltz. And that's correct. And part of it is because the technique to do waltz at a very high level is a little bit frustrating and challenging at times. But it does make the dance. So if you watch a waltz and you enjoy watching a waltz because it's elegant and it's sweeping and there's this rise and fall and it feels like it's a moving, breathing, alive thing, That's because the dancers are working really, really hard to create those sweeping lines. So they're filling out the counts with body rise and foot rise and shaping and swing and sway and all those technical things, where you aren't going to get that if you were just keeping it very like pedestrian.
Yeah, I feel like I could like wait for a bus between some of these steps.
Yeah.
But the technique is a little bit out of scope for the 6/6s that we've discussed. So that is a problem in my mind for a future day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess I'll just be bored.
Yeah. Well, just keep in mind, I can certainly find a faster tempo waltz, but it's not going to be a true American waltz at that point. So just kind of keep in mind that, yeah, without getting into the nitty gritty of the technique, it is going to feel like the music is very slow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'm going to give chat a chance to catch up with us. Let me put on some music.
Okay.
And let's try exactly what we just did twice around the room.
Okay.
With music.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and let me know in chat if you guys have any questions or if you just want to say hi. That works as
someone
well.
Will probably remind me that I'm not engaging my lats.
Oh, yes. If you've been here before, yell at him about his lat engagement. That's going to be a little bit too fast.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3,
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Well, you tell me. Do you want to go back to the slower, or do you want to keep that same faster pace?
It's probably fine. It'll be fine until it's not fine.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. It's fine until it's not.
Exactly. It's going to start feeling very fast.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle is probably the sweet spot as far as beginners go. It's just the music that is readily available.
Here's the distinction. What was the dance we did last week? Swing?
Yeah,
Swing. In swing, I felt that it was fast in part because there was a lot of stuff that had to get done.
Yeah. Here,
I feel like that was just fast for the sake of being fast, but it wasn't any more complicated or any more interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thought on it, at least.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Any questions on the first 4 steps?
No.
So that was all stuff that we had done before.
No, I think that was fine.
Okay. So for me, personally, with the space that we have at our disposal, we aren't in the studio at the moment. We don't have a whole lot of travel space, so we can't get into things like front to front, back to backs, or large sweeping moves. From a foundational perspective, I like to then go into a right box and a right rotating box. The reason for that being at a intermediate or at an advanced level, if you can do a reverse turn and a natural turn in your waltz, everything else kind of locks into place very easily. If you can't do a reverse turn and a natural turn in waltz, you're probably not an intermediate dancer. So
I don't know what any of these words mean.
I know. So I like doing the left box and the right box to start to train my students' brains to understanding how those 2 pieces work and fit together and how the rotations work as a result. So everything that we've been doing so far has been left box because we've been going forward on our left and backwards on our right. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to flip it now. So, I like to start off with a prep step, or you'll hear some instructors refer to it as just a forward progressive or as a change step. Essentially all it is you're going to do the top half of your box. So leaders, don't freak out, you're still starting forward on your left. So we're gonna go forward, side, together. So we've just gone 1, 2, 3. My right foot is free. I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, forward on my right. So I have 4, 5, 6. Essentially, we've just done 6 counts worth of a progressive. We've already done this, so far so good. From here, I'm gonna step backwards on my left. This is where things get tricky. So I'm gonna go back on my left, side, together, and then again, forward on my right, side, together. And I can do that as many times as I would like. Whenever I would like to transition out, for right now, I'm gonna have you transition out going forward. So I'm gonna go 4, 5, 6, that's forward on my right side together. My left foot is free. I can now go forward on my left as if to start another progressive basic. So again, for my leads, we're gonna do 6 counts of a progressive. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm gonna go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left foot's free. I can now step forward to continue on. You want to try that with me?
Sure. I mean, I understand the words.
So so 6 counts of a progressive, which we just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause. 1. Exactly.
Okay. Boy, it's that back right corner that feels a little weird after all this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Follows, we're going to do the same thing. This is what normally when with beginners and in a private lesson setting, I really like to focus in on follows. It's our job to try to go forward until we're not allowed to do so. So our job as follows is going to be to try to move forward with our free leg and then trust and give the leader room to redirect our momentum backwards. And that's going to really be key when we start switching lefts and rights. So I'm going to start backwards on my right. I'm going to do the same 6 counts of the backwards progressive. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now because I'm trying to go forward, as my partner steps back, it's going to feel comfortable for me to go forward on my right side together, and then I'm going to feel the momentum pushing me back, side, together. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to feel that body weight coming forward, so I know that I'm transitioning back out of it by stepping backwards on my right. So one more time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go forward on the right, backwards on the left, forward right, back left, and then I'm going to transition out of it. Shall we try this?
Sure.
All right. 6 counts progressive. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Yeah. Do that one more time.
It just doesn't feel right.
It's new. It's different. Breaks the rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's a thing. It's there. I put my feet in the places you told me to put my feet.
Okay.
Just feels weird.
It does. It does.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, fair enough. Well then, let's quickly go into the rotation, and then we'll put everything together in a nice practice routine.
Okay.
So, same entrance to it. Yeah, same entrance into it. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to establish the right box by going back, side, together. And then on the subsequent 4, 5, 6, we're gonna start our rotation. So, pop quiz. If in the left rotating box, if I'm going forward on my left, I turn my toe to the left. Which direction should I be turning my toe in the right box?
Well, I'm gonna guess it's the right.
Yeah, so it's still out if you're going forward, in if you're going backwards. So I'm gonna go out, side, together, in, side, together, out, side, together, in, side, together. And then finish off my 4, 5, 6 so I can continue forward on my left as a progressive. So,
yeah.
6 counts of a progressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go back on my left to establish that I'm in a right box. Then I'm gonna do the equivalent of 2 counts of 6, turning out to my right and into my left. Then I'm gonna transition 4, 5, 6 so that I can continue in my progressive with my left.
That's the thing. We'll see what happens.
Do you want to try it once on your own first, or
No, that's not gonna help me at all.
Okay. Follows, we're doing the same thing, but we're just starting in opposition. So we've got 6 counts of a progressive. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to feel our partner go backwards, so we're going to go forward, side, together, and then we're going to turn. Left toe comes in underneath the body. It's going to feel awkward. We have 1, 2, 3, forward and out on our right, 2, 3, in and under on our left, 2, 3, out and under on our right, 2, 3, back left, side, together, so we can continue back on our right. One more time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We turn 1, 2, 3, and turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We switch 2, 3, and then we can start on our next set.
All right, let's take this down.
Okay. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back. And we turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. We switch. And we can start again.
It just feels weird.
Yes.
That's all I have to say about it.
Let's try it one more time, and then I'm going to give you a couple tips and feedback.
All right.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3. We turn 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 1. Okay. Critique yourself for a second.
I can't critique myself. I thought it was just fine.
It was. It was. There was nothing horribly offensive about what you did.
Well, that's good to hear. Because the internet loves horribly objectionable things.
One thing that I will say that you are on the cusp of doing incorrectly, and it's the thing that I see most beginner students do incorrectly when they first try this, is losing position or getting out of position with your partner when you're in frame and hold. So as I'm turning to my left as a lead, my partner's on my right side. So as I'm turning to my left shoulder, they are arcing around me. So it's very easy to kind of keep them in that same position because I'm concentrating on moving my frame, right? When I start turning to the right, what ends up happening is I am stepping into my partner. So it's very easy for that shoulder to slide forward across my chest. So I'm suddenly now staring my partner dead in the face, or I'm looking over my shoulder and my head position is putting my partner across my center line. So I want to make sure that I keep that frame locked in by using left engagement, and that I keep looking over my partner's shoulder. If I start to look at them or look over the direction that I'm turning, we're going to get out of position. So follows, we really want to try and stretch to our left as much as possible, even without getting into the like nitty-gritty technique-y stuff. As we start rotating to the right, I want to make sure that I'm stretching to my left and I'm keeping my head positioned to my left so that I'm letting my partner sneak past me. Again, if I start looking the direction that I'm going, that's going to take my head weight to my right, and then suddenly I'm going to be across my partner's center line and we're probably going to kick each other. So as we go through this, we'll just stop after the first quarter turn. So we have 1, do the 6 in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3. As we go here, Matt really wants to think about pulling that shoulder back a little bit, or the elbow back a little bit more, so that I stay on the right side of his body as we continue through. You're going backwards on your left. 4. Good. Yes, much better. Okay. And that should make for easier movement around the partners too as you do that.
Okay.
Questions on any of that?
No. I don't understand most of it, so I don't have anything to have a question about.
Oh. You're getting it though.
But we got 6.
We got 6. We got our 6 basic steps. Well, so the last piece of this obviously is because it's traveling dance, we need to put all 6 together in a way that we can make it maneuver around the floor. Yeah?
In theory, I'm sure.
In theory. So let's go left rotation, underarm turn.
Wait, so I've already forgotten. Is the left rotation the normal rotation or the not normal rotation?
So it is your normal rotation. Okay. It is referred to as a reverse.
Wait, what?
So left rotation, once you get outside of the box, once you start doing 270s instead of 90s, we refer to any left rotation as a reverse turn and any right rotation as a natural turn.
Feels very prejudiced against left-handed people.
It has nothing to do with left-handed versus right-handed. It has everything to do with the direction of the rotation versus the direction of the traveling of the floor. So how do you travel around the floor in ballroom dance?
I don't know. I've never traveled around the floor.
We've done it a couple times.
I think we really have. It would be counterclockwise.
There you go. So we're traveling counterclockwise around the floor. If I'm doing left rotations, if I'm doing my reverse turns, 1, 2, 3, 4, which direction am I moving over time? Clockwise or counterclockwise?
You're moving clockwise.
Okay.
Okay.
If I do my right rotation, which way am I moving over time?
I get it.
Yeah? So it is natural to move around the floor to the right. It is the reverse of traffic to move to your left. Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Sounds like something a right-handed person would make up. But yeah. That's fine.
I make a joke there and I won't. 6 counts progressive. Left corner rotation.
Sure.
6 counts progressive. Underarm turn, ending with a quarter rotation.
Okay.
We'll walk through it counts.
Yeah.
6 counts progressive, 3/4 of a right. So you gotta go the other direction around this corner.
I think you might be a little too optimistic about how much space is in that corner, but we'll see what happens.
6 progressive,
Uh-huh.
dealer's choice.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll go through
Yeah,
this.
let's just do this. And see
We'll
what
go
happens.
through this super slow.
I think you're more optimistic than I am.
All right, 6 counts progressive moving forward.
Yeah, that's a thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left rotation. 1, 2, 3, and back. Good. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for a second. From here, you're going to start the underarm turn. So do half a box forward, release on the back half. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a quarter rotation to meet me halfway. Good. Finish the back half of the box. Wonderful. 6 counts forward. 2, 3, 4. Backwards on that to
where?
establish the right half, right box.
Okay.
Then we're going to do 3/4, kind of like Zoolander. We got to turn 3 times. And then we can do our progressive forward.
Oh.
Or a stationary box to not run me into the corner. And then you can do a left if you want to.
Sure. Okay.
All right?
Yeah, I'm going to forget most of that, but.
We'll try it again with counts.
All right.
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left. 1, 2, 3, and back. 6 counts. 2, 3, 4. Top half. Release. Meet me halfway. And back. 6 counts. Step back to switch to your right. Then rotate. 1 and 2 and 3 and progressive. And then rotate. And you can start the whole thing over
Yeah, all right.
again.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play some music.
Let's go with the slow one for this.
The slow one. Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be best.
I can definitely do the slow one. Let me know how you guys are doing in chat. If you have any questions, if you have any clarifications, if you need any assistance.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half. Underarm. 1, 2, 3, 4,
You're giving me a
5,
look.
6. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch to the right. 1 and rotate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat from the top.
Oh.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half. 1, 2, 3. Underarm. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 1, 2. Rotate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I feel like there was a lot of chuckling going on during that dance, and I don't know enough to understand why.
Okay, so this is interesting. Let me get a quick drink of water, and then we'll talk about what happened there. And it also gives chat a chance to catch up with us, because I just realized exactly how far the delay is.
It's pretty bad, actually.
It's pretty darn terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the chuckling. Okay, so let's
Yes.
talk about this. So students that I dance with all the time end up having the same reaction that you do, which is like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong because you're making faces and clearly that means I'm making a mistake. No, it could mean that I'm just enjoying dancing. Could plausibly be that.
Yeah, but I'm married to you, so normally when you laugh at me, it's not a good sign.
It could also be me trying to figure out if we are ahead of the count or behind the count, because I can tell that we're not on the right count. And how do I adjust?
Now that is dancing with me.
Yeah. That's really what the smile was. It was, I started thinking about how to get you to slow down because you were speeding up.
You gotta keep counting.
And then your eyes went big because you were like, clearly something's wrong, which just means that I'm gonna laugh. Yeah.
Okay.
From a navigation standpoint, from an executing the move standpoint, that was really good.
Okay.
There were just some moments where you were trying to get ahead of the beat.
You gotta count for me. It's gotta be louder.
It was also a slow song.
Sure.
And it's the classic trick of just going quiet for an awkward number of counts before the beat comes back in. Which makes it more difficult.
I honestly couldn't even tell you what that song sounded like. Like, we could be doing that without music, and it would be the same for me, because the only thing I'm paying attention to are the numbers as you say them.
Oh, we gotta change that.
That's all I got. One trick pony.
So gotta change that. Full shame. So that from a standpoint of like basic steps for waltz is all I had planned for today.
All right.
Typically for beginners, the next couple of moves that I would go into would be a twinkle, a twinkle chassé, or some syllabi call it a promenade chassé. So talking about twinkles, talking about chassés, and then getting into like a front to front, back to back, or something that really screams, you know, this is American Waltz, and it gives you a little bit more freedom to travel down the floor. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume all of that's problematic in this space, though.
We could go over twinkles if you really wanted to.
It doesn't even sound fun. It sounds like spirit fingers. Yeah.
This is a twinkle. Yeah. No, it's essentially just in tango. We did promenade left turns.
Did we?
And fans. We talked about promenade position.
Yes.
Yes. A twinkle is the vehicle that waltz primarily uses to get into promenade position.
Okay.
That's all it is. Rather unexciting.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
But the reason why I don't necessarily want to get into it tonight is because we would need to review what is promenade position.
We sure would.
How do I lead into promenade position?
You would certainly need to remind me of all of
What
these
am I
things.
classically doing wrong when I get into promenade position on a social dance
Contra
floor?
body motion.
Hey, you are learning things. Yeah.
It's the thing I can't do.
It's the thing that you are working on doing better. It's the thing that you do every single time you walk down the street. You just aren't consciously aware of it.
Yeah. Have you seen me walk down the street lately?
No,
that's not very graceful.
No, because we've been trapped inside for however long.
All right.
Anyway.
Anything else this evening?
Nothing else this evening. You guys let me know in the chat below whether you're watching this live along with us or if you come across it later on. Do you think that YouTube Live will work? Is this a good format?
Can I drink on YouTube Live? Because I do on Twitch.
I assume so, because Alton Brown does on Quarantine Kitchen.
Perfect. Well, that makes me happier.
And I did click the box on YouTube that says none of my content is for kids, or specifically aimed at kids.
We'll continue.
So let me know in the comments below or in the chat. Do we like YouTube Live? If you've been here for past streams, do we like it better or worse than that other unnamed streaming service?
Can I assume that this saves you time in not needing to download a video and then re-upload it.
Yes, that was one of my main headaches, was getting it off from the previous live stream, converting it, trimming it down, putting it on YouTube, waiting for it to upload, waiting for it to finish. There were other things with music that comes from the music audio library that's approved on YouTube and doesn't have any issues, but elsewhere around the internet gets flagged for stupid reasons. So yeah, if this format works really well for you guys, give me a thumbs up. It also, being on YouTube, allows me to do the YouTuber sign off, which is make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
You shouldn't say those things yet though, because you're not done.
Okay, fine, I'll wait then. And it just gets everything on the same platform, which I think was kind of our struggle that we were having here for a while. So
here's a question.
Yes.
So you have this podcast on Mondays.
Yes.
And you live stream your podcast at the same time that you're recording it?
Yes.
So are you going to live stream that on YouTube or on the Twitch?
So that was going to be the next thing that I was going to say.
Oh, wow.
My plan is Monday morning to have the live stream here.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so I will be streaming it to YouTube.
Not physically here.
Not physically here. Here, the platform. So yes.
10 feet that way.
10 feet that way. Yes, so my plan is for the podcast Monday morning to be on YouTube rather than sending it over to Twitch. So yeah, that's the plan, is to have everything on YouTube as a platform for a while, see how that goes.
Yeah. Karen says the stream's very smooth.
Excellent, excellent, good to hear. I was concerned because we've never played with YouTube Live before, so wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah. You were very nervous leading into this.
Yes.
I was not.
There were a lot of conflicting pieces of information that I wasn't able to find online. So
it worked out.
Yeah, it worked. So it's kind of been leaked on Facebook already, but I guess I'll make the official announcement right now and then have the social media posts tomorrow morning. My guest for Monday's live stream is Ian Gillette.
It's 3 days away. What do you mean it's leaked?
Well,
You can't market something if you don't announce it
yeah,
at least 3 days in advance.
I know. It didn't come from. Anyway.
That'd be more on the ball.
I know. I gotta get the information out a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm.
So Ian Gillette is going to be on the podcast Monday morning. Fantastic coach, adjudicator, invigilator, which is a term that Matt learned for the first time this week, and also a former top teacher and award-winning program instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So very excited. I've worked with him in the past. He's coached a number of my students. He's coached me. Really excited to sit down and talk with him about the importance of those basics and foundational dancing at any level, and then also a little bit about kind of his opinion on the smooth versus standard debate.
There's a debate?
Well, like with any dance style that has, its roots in one style and then develops into another style, there's a little bit of a debate of how close they should be or how disparate
You could do that.
they should be,
Yeah.
how different they should be. So
Oh, okay. Do the debate.
yeah, but mainly talking about basics and foundations and the things that we as dancers need to be constantly working on.
And who's your guest the Monday after that?
You know the answer to that, you goofball.
I actually don't know the answer to that, but I figured I'd see if I could get it. I'm sure you've told me, I just don't pay any attention.
So next Monday is the 8th, which means 7 days after.
Oh, you're not doing
I'm not doing a
podcast
podcast because I'm going to be having the first anniversary of my 29th birthday that Monday.
Oh, yeah. I remember that, of course.
Yeah, so we're taking a week off from the podcast the week after next.
Yeah.
If you have not already, I've posted 3 shortened clips from my interview with Kimberly Mitchell on this channel. So after we cut the stream tonight, Go back and watch those if you have not already. The full video of that podcast will be available tomorrow morning, but the full podcast, if you like to listen while you work or clean or drive or whatever, is already available on our website, which you can find at ballroomchat.com. There's no www before it, just ballroomchat.com, or you can go to Love.Live.Dance/podcast. Love.Live.Dance.com/podcast.
This must be some strong stuff. I've already forgotten how to speak English.
Apparently. Yeah. So Love.Live.Dance.com/podcast or ballroomchat.com.
Or wherever, you get podcasts from. All of the places.
All of the places under Ballroom Chat. So now can I do my sign off?
Sure.
Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a little bit about the American Waltz basics. If you did, if you liked it, if you learned something, please give this a thumbs up. Comment down below what your favorite part was. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so that you get notified every time that we post or that we decide to do a live stream like we did tonight. Stay healthy, stay happy, stay safe, love each other, and I will see you guys Monday.